Good afternoon and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a little different than usual. I'm going to be cooking up one of my home cooked meals on the truck, just to show you what it's like living on a truck and working. And I will be getting back to the guitar building soon. I have picked up all of my tools. I just need to build another portable workbench. So that's going to be the first thing I do with the woodworking when I have the chance. Most of my business is run primarily on the truck driving side. So, but I will be getting into the guitar building and everything like that here soon. But today is just going to be cooking a meal, and I hope you like this kind of content because I'm going to be sticking with trucking related, which means living off the truck, daily routines, and then the guitar building will be in addition to it. But I need to start filming more content so that my channel doesn't go dead. And so we're gonna get into this today, and I hope you like what you see. And this is all organic, by the way. It's gonna be organic grass-fed ground beef, 93% lean, organic diced onion, organic onion powder, organic garlic salt, of course organic basil, organic thyme, and some organic oregano, along with some pre-sauced organic tomatoes. And they've been strained, so there's no seeds and there's no chunks. So this is just the tomato sauce. Normally I would do it myself from fresh tomatoes, but I didn't want to go through all that this time, so I bought the organic pre-mixed stuff. And then of course you got the Himalayan pink salt, sea salt, and fresh ground black pepper. These are all the ingredients for gluten-free organic spaghetti. Now granted, yes, there are carbs in this, and I'm on a low-carb diet, but it's very minimal carbs for a daily serving. So now the whole pack is 44 grams of carbs, but one single serving, not that many. It's gonna keep it under my 30 grams of carbs daily. So put that away for now, and we will get on to the cooking, and we'll see you at the end of the video and show you how it went. So hope you enjoy this content, and we'll see you at the end of the video. Okay, first we're gonna pour in the cup of hot water. Makes it faster for cooking the spaghetti noodles to start with hot water. So you're gonna cook the noodles first and then make the sauce. Add a little bit of salt to season the noodles. That way the wires don't burn. Yeah, I'd already had a pack of noodles already open. Now we're gonna open the other one and put them in this container. Now we just cook them up. Yeah, I'm cooking the noodles first because it saves me on dishes by making the noodles first and then the sauce. That way I only have to clean the pot once. Yeah, this will take a little bit to get them cooked down, but won't take that long when you start with fresh hot water. If you start with cold water, it'll take longer. But it's worth it in the long run. Because you're making everything from scratch, homemade, organic, healthy, as opposed to the name brand stuff that are not organic. I prefer the organic because it's going to help me lose weight. And I do need to lose a little bit. Not much, just a little. Only like 45 pounds I gotta lose. Just to get back at my ideal weight for my height. Because I'm 5'8". I'm supposed to be at 180 pounds. I'm at 225 right now. I mean, I'm not embarrassed about it, but I want to lose the weight. Personal preference, not a necessity. But most of the foods I'm getting now are recommended foods for the keto diet that I got from watching other YouTube videos and channels about the diet when I was learning on it before starting it. Now granted, normally spaghetti, you would switch and use zucchini noodles or butternut squash noodles, the spiralized vegetable, in place of the actual spaghetti noodles. But if you can find a low-carb actual noodle recipe or pre-mixed noodles, I would use that because it'll taste better. I don't like the taste of zucchini or butternut squash as a pasta. It's too sweet. Pasta is supposed to be a savory flavor, not a sweet flavor. But it's to your own preference. My preference, use actual noodles. I would make them from scratch, but I haven't found an organic flour yet to use for it. At least one that is low carb. The eggs, however, always, if you're making egg noodles for it, the eggs always go organic, pasture raised, because they're healthier. And there's more protein in the organic eggs than there is the processed eggs. Pretty much go with the brown eggs, not the white. And make sure the package says pasture raised, not free range. It's not the same thing. Free range, they're still in the cage, but they can walk around the cage. Pasture raised means they're out running around, no fences, no gates, nothing. Basically, if you run across a chicken that is crossing the road, they are pasture raised. Sorry, I had to make the little joke. Just to kill some time, because this is going to be a long video, so if you're not into long videos, you can skip ahead to the end if you want, but I would prefer you to watch the whole thing to help boost my channel a little bit more. And don't forget to also hit the like and subscribe button down below if you do like this content. So. And don't forget to share. I know there are some truckers out there that have not had a healthy diet that would benefit from a video like this, but I'm not shaming them or knocking them. I'm just saying if you want to learn how to eat healthy on the truck, this is a good way to start. Now, I know most of my audience is guitar building channels right now, but I'm hoping to boost up the trucking audience as well. Hence the reason why I'm adding more trucking related videos. Now, I'm stirring constantly to keep the noodles from sticking to each other. Otherwise they will stick. And I do it this way because cook the noodles first and then make the sauce. That way the pot's already dirty from the sauce when you add the noodles back in to mix it together. Now I'm making enough sauce to last the whole week, so I'm only going to have a little bit of sauce to mix with the noodles so that it sticks right. But this is the proper way. You make your noodles first and then you make your sauce. Then you mix the noodles in with the sauce instead of pouring it over the top, because that way it's already pre-mixed. You ain't got none of that water on the plate or anything like that you would normally get at a restaurant when you order spaghetti. The bottom of your plate is covered in water because they don't strain the noodles enough. Whereas me, I will cook it and then I will strain it out completely to where it's bone dry, but they're still fully cooked and tender. And then add the sauce in and mix it in with the sauce. And then put it on the plate. And this is one serving here. This is not a whole family's amount of serving. This is enough for one plate. Or rather, my one plate. Now, they do make the spaghetti spoons and everything, that little hole in the middle. That is to help you set aside one serving of noodles. That's what that hole is for. It's not for the water. Even though it does work for water draining through, it is meant for you to use to sort out one serving's worth of noodles when you're using pre-made noodles. If you're making your own noodles from scratch, you can determine that on your own. However much you want to put as one serving. But when it's dry, straight noodles like that, that's what that hole in this spaghetti spoon is for. Is to help set aside for a single serving. Now, I'm going to let that sit for a minute and let the noodles cook. As soon as the noodles are done, then I'll get started on the sauce. And like I said, this video is probably going to be about 45 minutes to an hour. And I hope you like this kind of content. Like I said, this is cooking on the truck. Excuse me a second, I gotta take care of something. I'm gonna pause this. Sorry about that. I didn't want y'all to hear that, so I paused it at that point. But, yeah. As you can see, the water is starting to boil now. And when it gets a boiling, that's when the noodles are cooking. Now you want them to be just fork tender. You don't want them fully saturated with water, because then they're way too soggy and soft, and that water will seep out onto the plate. You just want them fork tender or al dente, because they will cook the rest of the way in the sauce. Okay, we're gonna pause this video here and pick back up after the noodles are done and I start the sauce. We'll see you in a minute. Okay, now that the noodles are done cooking, I'm gonna start on the sauce. We're gonna start by cooking down the ground beef as soon as I open this package. They are a tight sealed package. Hold on a second. I need to get something to cut the package open. At least to start it. There we go. That didn't work. We're gonna try something different. Sorry, I'm digging out my knife to cut open the package. I've got it buried up here in the storage compartment. I'm gonna go ahead and grab my plate out while I'm at it, because I'm gonna need that when I'm done cooking. Put that off of the heat for now. Get the knife. There she is. There. Now I can open the package. There. Now that she's open, put the knife away and put other dishes away that I don't need for this meal. Okay, now we're gonna start cooking the beef. Just pull it out and put it in the pan. And yes, my hands are clean until I touch the meat. Yeah. Wipe them off. There. There's that. And we're going to start browning the meat. Chop it. I like a finely ground meat when I'm making spaghetti sauce. Because I don't like the thick, heavy meat unless it's meatballs, but that's different. We're gonna start cooking the meat and then add the onion in. Because we're not using the full pack of onions, just a little. Now I'm constantly mixing this so it doesn't burn. And since it's lean, there's not that much grease to drain out when it's done cooking. It's just gonna be some water, not grease. Now I have it on high heat to cook the meat, and I will put it on a medium heat when I'm making the sauce. That way the tomato sauce doesn't burn and it doesn't splatter. The lower the heat, the less splatter there is. It may take longer to cook, but it will be less messy for you. And like I said, this burner here was like $35 at Walmart. Now, you don't have to get one like this, but they do have single burners for 15 bucks. Same brand, it's Favorware. And it's the best and not as overloading on the inverter as some other brands. And as you can see, I got my computer monitor mounted to the wall there. That's not a TV, that's my computer, because I don't watch TV. I watch YouTube on the phone here. All of my TV shows I watch on the phone. I don't watch live TV because I don't have a satellite. Way too expensive for that on the truck. At least for me. I got a budget I gotta keep, and getting satellite TV, or satellite radio for that matter, is not a necessity. Alright, now we're gonna add the onion in so they cook down around the same time. Because you don't want the onions to burn, but you don't want them undercooked either. I'm just gonna add about 3 handfuls. That's enough for 1 jar of spaghetti sauce. There. Now the rest of the onions can be put away and saved for another meal. Back in the fridge. There we go. Oh, accidentally unplugged it. There we go. I gotta be careful of my plug because it's right down there by my foot. Now normally I would use fresh garlic for this, but I'm just gonna use the garlic salt because it will infuse in the sauce faster than actual garlic. Same reason for the onion powder. Even though I'm having actual onions in it, excuse me, the onion powder will flavor the sauce faster than fresh onion. If you're wanting the onions or garlic to flavor the sauce, you gotta let it sit for a day or two before you even have any of it to eat. But using seasonings, you can eat it right away. Now this would be the same way you start if you're cooking a... Oh. I unplugged it again. Darn thing. This would be the same way you're cooking if you're making homemade sloppy joes, which there is a keto recipe for that too. Along with some homemade keto ketchup to use for making sloppy joes, because the main ingredient in the sloppy joe sauce is ketchup. And then you got all the seasonings. But if you're on a keto, do not use soy sauce for it. Don't want that piece in there. is almost done. Just a little bit longer to cook the onions down a little bit more, make them softer before adding in the rest of the ingredients. Since there's not that much, no grease really in there, you can just leave that in, because that's just water. It'll mix in with the tomato sauce. Water came from the onions really, because there was not really any grease from the meat before adding the onion in. There's a little bit, but not much. It'll help flavor the sauce. It's good for you. When you're on a diet, keto diet, low carb, high fat, it's good to leave that in. Alright. The meat is cooked. Now we're going to add in the ingredients for the sauce. Starting with the tomatoes. Now for this, I do not need this wooden spatula anymore. I'm just going to use this. Here we go. Just pour that in, mix it up. Now this bottle will be used for storing the tomato ketchup when I make it. Now we're going to add in the seasonings. Starting with the fresh ground salt. We're going to turn that temperature down half. Take that off the heat for now. So it doesn't burn. There. Had to stop the boiling. It's about 2 teaspoons of salt. Ooh, she's boiling still. Put the pot there for now. Plug that back in. I accidentally stepped on it again. Okay. Once I add all the ingredients, I'll put it back on the heat. It's going to be about 2 teaspoons of fresh ground black pepper. There's that. Now, for the garlic salt. We're going to go with, that's half a teaspoon, 1 teaspoon, 2 teaspoons of garlic salt. Okay. Two teaspoons of onion powder. Half a teaspoon of thyme. 1.5 teaspoons of basil. And then we're gonna have basically a tablespoon of oregano, maybe 2. It's just a taste. That's 1 teaspoon. Two tablespoons. And then a couple more ingredients that I forgot. They're not a necessity, but they do add a little bit of flavor. Not too much of this stuff. Half a teaspoon of organic chili powder. And half a teaspoon of smoked paprika. And that's all the seasonings for it. Now we're going to mix it up and put it back on the heat for a low, medium low simmer so it doesn't burn. Now if you want this to last longer than a few days, you can put it into a sealed, you can can it into a sealed jar with a little bit of citric acid or fresh lemon juice, and it will keep for up to about 3 months in the fridge, about maybe 2 months in the cabinet, or you can put it in the freezer and it'll last longer. But there's the jar it's going to go in when it's done cooking. We're going to move it back to the heat now and mix this all together. As long as I don't step on the plug again. Now we're just going to heat this through till it's fully cooked. It won't take long, about 5-10 minutes. And since we're doing it this way, there's no need to pause the video again. Just going to heat this through so that the seasonings mix in right the way they should. Now this is the jar I'm using because I'm not going to be freezing it. It's only going to take a few days and I'll be done with that. It'll be gone in about 3-4 days because I'll be having spaghetti a couple days a week. Because I like the flavor and it's easier, less messy to cook. only one dish to really worry about, and that'd be the pot. Is usually I try to, whatever you cook the food in, when you're living on a truck, whatever you cook it in, you should eat it out of that. Saves you on dishes. But this is one of those nice, healthy, organic meals that you can cook on the truck to save you from getting all that junk food at the truck stops. Which, when you have food on the truck, I recommend park at the rest area. That way you're not tempted to go in and buy the junk food at the stores. Now, there is one thing that I can say that is good on this diet that is not really bad for you, except for one of the ingredients is not really good for you, but it's better than regular sugar, and that is Coke Zero or Cherry Zero, Sprite Zero. Anything that's zero sugar will be good, because there's no carbs in this. There's only 3 grams of salt, 3 grams of sodium, or 3% sodium. Yeah, 70 milligrams sodium, which is just salt. So it's not really bad for you to have the zero sugar stuff. Which I like that better than the Zevia and stuff, because I don't like the taste of stevia. I prefer monk fruit. It has a better flavor. Okay. Now that the sauce is starting to boil again a little bit, it's almost done. And we're going to get ready to jar it up. And like I said, all of these ingredients, with the exception of the seasonings, I got from Whole Foods. The seasonings I got at Walmart. But the ground beef, the tomatoes, all of these organic ingredients I got from Whole Foods. But you can find them anywhere, really, if you really look for it. Alright. Sauce is ready. Now we're going to move over here to my tray to pour it into the jar. So let me take it off the heat so it doesn't burn. Move the jar over here. And we will turn the camera. And point it down. There we go. So that way you can see, and try not to make a mess. I'm only putting enough in the jar to store. I'm going to leave what's left for the plate of spaghetti I'm gonna have, which that's enough right there. Now I got enough sauce in there for my spaghetti plate. Now, gotta clean up the mess that came off on the side of the jar, because I don't have a canning funnel right now. So I will get one eventually, but right now I don't have one, so clean up the mess from that. Alright. Now, there is a jar of fresh homemade spaghetti. Turn it upside down when it's got that sealable cap on there and let it sit for a few minutes upside down to pop the bubble to seal it. So as long as it's hot, it will seal it. You don't have to put it in a canning jar, and then it'll seal itself up, so it'll store in the fridge for about 2 weeks or so. And now we're gonna get back to the main meal. Let me readjust the phone. There you go. Now, I'm gonna keep heating this through. Oh, pardon. There's a mess to clean. Clean off the side of the pan from when I was pouring. Clean that off, clean that off. There you go. Now, we can add the noodles back in now. There we go. Noodles are fully cooked. Now, I have one extra dish because I stored the noodles in here while I was cooking the sauce, but once the sauce is made, you don't have to worry about that step. Now we just gotta mix it together and reheat the noodles because they've been sitting there for a little while. Turn the heat back on. Because you want to heat this through so it doesn't get cold. You don't want to burn it. You just want to heat it through a little. And it works the same way when the sauce is refrigerated. Just a little bit of sauce. Once the noodles are cooked, pour the sauce on the noodles while they're still in the pan to heat the sauce through. If you don't have a microwave. Like me right now, I don't have a microwave. I just have the little burner. I do have a Ninja Foodi air fryer pressure cooker that I use mostly for cooking steak and stuff like that, or steaming vegetables. Like if I have fresh broccoli, I will get down the Ninja Foodi air fryer and steam those. But this is it for... That's pretty much it for this video. And we will let that sit for a little bit and cook through more while I come back to you guys. Now that I'm done cooking that, give me a second, let me stir it again so it doesn't burn. Take it off the heat now. Alright, now that's gonna be the end of this video here. I've got some stuff to clean up and after I'm done eating, but that is pretty much one of the meals that I like to cook that is healthy for you out on the truck. Like I said, if you prefer, you can replace the noodles with zucchini noodles or butternut squash noodles. They recommend butternut squash to replace spaghetti. That way your eyes don't play tricks on you, because butternut squash looks like regular spaghetti noodles when it's spiralized like that. But that's gonna be it for this one today. Let me readjust the camera here. There we go. Yeah, as you can see right there, that is where the microwave would go, but I got my computer there instead. And then they got the monitor over there. I got it turned away right now so it didn't burn when I was cooking. But that's gonna be it for this video, and we'll see you in the next one. I'm gonna finish eating, clean up my mess, and get to editing this video so I can post it for you guys. Alright, we'll see you in the next one. Have a good day. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe down below if you like this kind of content. And we'll see you in the next video, which is probably going to be while I'm driving down the road. Because I finally figured out this thing for the picture-in-picture so I can record dash cam footage while recording myself at the same time. So, I hope you like this, and we'll see you in the next one. Have a good day. Bye.